Site preparation. Lack of safety awareness and inadequate communication between all work parties. All personnel performing the job, subcontractor or visitor shall have completed project mandatory training and safety induction. All tasks to be carried out by trained and authorized personnel only. All relevant permits approved and validated for task. Work shall be started with valid ECPW with all authorized signatures in place. Ensure full compliance to the ECPW requirements. T and TBT to be organized. T and TBT must include discussion on method statement, PTW requirements, and discuss the JSA and work procedures prior to start of job. Full-time supervision required, proper two-way communication channel to be established, method of communication to be fully understood. Communication devices to be provided accordingly. Performing party to ensure that the workforce has good understanding of their roles and jobs to be done. Method statement briefing given by engineer. Identify the nearest windsock for the wind direction, muster point location and response required in the event of a fire and gas alarms. TBT and pre-job meeting to check understanding of PPE requirements and the need for special, additional PPE identified in MS, ISA. Any kind of horseplays to be identified and deterred promptly. All personnel to be fully briefed of the emergency plan, procedures at workplace, communication of emergency plan, procedure, emergency exits, fire alarm, escape routes, assembly point. Evacuation procedures, emergency phone number to be displayed where can be easily noticed, SHIS notice board, work areas, shelters, access etc. Improper manual handling. All personnel assigned in the activities must be familiarized and aware about hazards. Workers shall be trained on safe manual handling technique. Ensure safe and proper placement of hand in the objects, materials. Identify pinching objects and keep the hands safe and away from two potential pinch point objects. Check the shape and surface of the load to be lifted. Use mechanical equipments to lift and shift materials based on the workplace condition to minimize manual lifting. Stand and close to the load as possible when lifting manually. Use of approved and correct PPEs, task-specific PPEs. Wherever possible, the weight of the load shall be identified prior to the lift. Don't carry loads far away on shoulders manually. Proper position to be maintained. Supervisor must communicate about the nature of work and associated potential hazards and the required precautionary measures based on the risk assessment. Do not lifting and twist, especially when handling awkward type of materials. Bending your knees and keeping your body upright allows you to use your legs to lift, rather than your back. Qualified performing party supervisor to conduct proper assessment to the materials prior to manual handling activity. Seek buddy system. Manual handling techniques should always adopt in the activity. Improper body posture shall be avoided, such as stopping, twisting etc. Keep clear of the area, watch your path, do not strike with nearby personnel or nearby structures. Before handling of each material, adequate grip, shape and presence of sharp corner, edge should identify for safe manual handling. If not having proper grip, mechanical aid would be better option. Manual handling lifting limit is 20 kilograms. Pinch points. Keep hands and fingers away from trap and pinch points. Two-way communication while handling material, buddy method. Task-specific approved PPE shall be provided, for example cut-resistant, impact-resistant gloves, boots, etc. Strict supervision to guide the personnel on safe handling method shall be observed. Job supervisor to ensure pinch points are identified and risks are discussed with workforce. Follow proper manual handling techniques. Where necessary, get aid from colleagues to carry the material. All materials and equipment must be placed in designated area. Congested area potential to stand in line of fire. Line of fire shall be identified prior to start the job on T. Avoid line of fire. Only authorized and competent personnel to enter inside the barricade to perform the job. Proper coordination between supervisors when there is simultaneous operation, SIMOPS. Confined space sentry works. Only CSE-trained personnel are allowed to work and 1 meter or more deep excavation. Gas test shall be conducted prior to enter into confined space. Ensure trained safety watch, whole watch to be assigned and maintain entry log sheet. Working in hot weather. Comply with guidelines for heat stress management. Comply with heat stress management plan. Control guidelines. Wear long loose clothing. Heat stress training to be provided to all workers Strict monitoring for early signs of heat stress workforce to report to supervisor if not feeling well. Supervisor to ensure heat stress-related illness hazards and control measures are discussed in daily T and TBT prior to start of work. Heat index flag system shall be in place and control measures shall be followed. Heat index shall be communicated to all personnel. Work rest cycle to be followed as per the heat index chart to be followed. No water no work policy to be followed. All personnel shall carry individual water bottle provided by company, approved water bottle, and have immediate access to safe potable water arrangement. Each working crew shall be supplied with heat index information cards and with emergency contact no. Ensure all personnel to have a good breakfast prior to starting work. All unsafe conditions shall be immediately reported to task supervisor and HSE officer. Ensure personnel are medically fit to work. Workers shall comply and must be aware of acclimatization policy. Minimize work under direct sunlight whenever possible. Shade and shield provision should be considered. Provide shelter for flagmen, security and other stationary workers that can be exposed to heat stress. Rehydrating drinks, first aid services, etc. shall be arranged. Wet weather, rain. Stop work for continuous rain. Provide approved type raincoat, steel-toe gumboots or appropriate rain protection for workers doing inspection, working for essential activities. Provide sufficient rain shelter for workers, to be used during the rain, considering COVID-19 safety protocol and policy. Conduct inspection to the work areas after the rain, prior commencing the activities for stagnant water, loosed and collapsed excavation edged. Ensure electrical equipment and power tools are inspected by qualified electrical technician prior to switch on or use. Stop, limit the movement of vehicle and equipment at work areas during the rain. Ensure all the necessary vehicle and equipment are operating with lights on to improve visibility. Provide protection cover for non-weatherproof electrical equipment, cabinet and electrical connection boxes. All floor openings are to be covered or surrounded with hard barriers. Proper two-way communication should maintain. Stop work instruction to site team should quick and accurate in rainy weather. Insufficient welfare facilities. Adequate number of rest shelter and cooling room to be provided. Maximum 5 minutes walk from work site. Ensure sufficient number of washrooms to be provided. Ensure cold drinking water/cooler must be provided near to work location. Ensure potable water available all the time at site. Make sure all the welfare facility maintenance carrying out frequently. Water station and surround area shall be maintained well from water stagnation. Graveling would alleviate the issue. Drinking water shall undergo monthly test and certified drinking water only to be filled in water cooler for water supply. Only a trained and certified, food handler certificate by MOF, water handler can handle the drinking water. No smoking in undesignated areas. Uneven ground leading to potential for slip, trip or fall. Pre-work area inspection, if possible, fill any uneven ground, holes, watch the steps at uneven ground, work slowly, do not rush. Warning signatures and barriers shall be provided. Do not take shortcut, only use designated walking path. Remove all unwanted, loose material and obstruction from the walkways to avoid slip/trip/fall hazards. Barricade the area with signboards to prevent unauthorized entry. Loose stones shall be removed from work and walkway areas. High wind, eye injuries from airborne particles, sprain or strains when the wind forces workers to fall. No lifting operation shall be commencing above 20 knots. Work at height shall be stopped during high wind. Secure all wind-blown materials. Ensure proper dust control. Fauna and insects with potential for insects bites and snake bites. Pre-task work area inspection, do not disturb any insect or animal, they will not pose any threat to you. Do not attempt to approach, capture, or handle any snake sighted. Never leave your PPEs on site and double-check the PPEs for any desert insect prior to wear. Inspect the site at the beginning of any task or relocation of area for any desert animal or insect. Teams should be cascaded of the hazard and regular reminder and awareness through and last-minute risk assessment. Do not allow sleeping, resting at bare ground rest shelters and other welfare facilities to be inspected frequently to ensure free from insects. If you are contact with any animal or insect bite, immediately move the person into safest location for further medical management.